honestly, this might be my favourite ENGWE yet. Just get rid of this. This is the ENGWE EP-2 PRO. A fat tyre e-bike that's affordable, it's folding, it's powerful, and it looks amazing. Yes, the ENGWE EP-2 Pro edition. It does look very much like the Engine Pro series, but there is a few kind of minor differences. They managed to get this bike to an incredible price, a real affordable price, and I don't know how they've kind of engineered that, but they have. And we're going to go through a couple of the specs now, a couple of the features that's different from the more expensive Engine Pro series, and I'm going to tell you why you should pick this over the Engine Pro. So yes, everything comes really well packed. ENGWE always do a really good job of shipping their bikes. Everything's protected really well. Yeah, let's get into this thing and build it. I will need some help getting it out because of my back. I can't actually lift it, so I'll come back to you when we've got it out. I've got the lovely grey colour. Was kind of hoping for the orange colour. Kind of think that one stands out a little bit more, but yeah, this is the grey. Few things in the box. So you've got your standard bell, the EP-2 Pro. So you've got your charger, your foot pedals, spare brake pads, and nuts and bolts. You're doing most of the lifting. Oh, pull it! Bridge, don't scratch the bridge. Yes, welcome back to another bike review here on the channel. Today, I'm on the ENGWE EP-2 Pro. Beautiful, smooth ride. Yeah, it's only got the cable brakes and you can really tell the difference. I'll go into reasons why I think this possibly could be the best ENGWE. One of the main reasons why I think this could be the best ENGWE for you is the price. If you want something that's reliable, quick, sturdy, well made, UK legal as it comes shipped to the country, it's restricted to a 250 watt motor. Basically getting all the looks from the Engine Pro series, a few differences. Oh, like that back suspension that you really felt there. So you're missing that. There's a few kind of like stripped out features, a few things have been replaced with cheaper versions, like the kickstand for instance. But the savings that ENGWE make are being passed on to you guys, the consumer. So if you're not in the market for a bike over £1,000 and you just want to get started, this is the perfect bike for you, it really is. And it does feel like that Engine Pro, you're getting that Engine Pro power. You know, you're not losing that, but this bike feels absolutely incredible to ride. I was really surprised for the price point. I wasn't expecting much. So what we will do now quickly, we'll just take it through some rough stuff through the trees here, see how it handles. It has got massive 20 by 4 inch tyres, so we'll just do that quick. But I am confident it's going to handle just fine. It does have a semi twist and go throttle on it as well. But yeah, those big tyres will make the rough stuff comfortable. I'm just going to see how it goes without that kind of back suspension. It only has front suspension forks, so we're not getting the traditional Engine Pro suspension, but we'll see how it goes. You can notice, I'm not going to lie, it's a bit more bumpier. You can definitely notice the lack of rear suspension. But the bike doesn't seem to be lacking any kind of power. For a bike that's restricted to 15.5, it's incredibly nippy. And that cadence sensor is so responsive, really is responsive. Wow. Yeah, for the sake of this video, we are going to keep things completely street legal, so we're not going to bother kind of unrestricting the bike. We're going to leave it as is. So it is currently out of the box. 15.5 mile an hour, but e-bike, so completely legal. Its first throttle is set to 4 miles an hour. The only complaint I have is the brakes. It does have standard mechanical brakes. For the price point, you can't expect hydraulic brakes. It's just a heavy bike, and I think heavy bikes should always have hydraulic brakes. But the cable brakes, they seem to work well. They will need bedding in, of course. 5 levels of assistance, this bike. We are in the highest level because I'm lazy. We'll go over a few of the key features with you shortly when we do the kind of look around of the bike. Please do use my referral code. I'll make a little bit of money out of it. Yeah, for a entry-level ENGWE, which is around £800, I believe, you're getting quite an incredible bike. Like an iPhone, you know, you have the SE, like the cheaper version made with cheaper parts. That's what this is. Got a bit of traffic build up here. We are just gonna bypass this. So yeah, in level assist 5, it's very, 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 very smooth. So we've shown we can do kind of off-roading. We can do commuting with it as well. It is a commuter bike. The only thing I've found so far with this bike is pushing away. It's quite a heavy bike, so pushing away is quite difficult. Yeah, the throttle only takes you up to 4 miles an hour, 0 torque, so it's pretty pointless having a 4 mile an hour throttle, in my opinion. They are claiming a whopping 75 miles, but do your own kind of tests. I don't see 75 miles on this bike. Probably in lower assist levels, you might get 30 to 40. Right, the first real kind of hill test now. Got about a 20% hill here, and it doesn't even feel like I'm going uphill. It's so easy. God, that's so easy. It's so easy. The key system under here, that's where you unlock the battery so you can slide it out, or you can charge it on the bike. The battery is obviously housed in this section here. So let's go over a couple of the differences here. So one of the differences is the rear rack. This one is not as sturdy, it's not as powerful, and you can't carry as much weight on it. It is kind of a generic bike rack, but it will carry something. You know, you can strap a bag on there or panniers, and it'll do a good job. You still have those massive 20 by 4 inch Chaoyang Fat Boy tyres, capable of off-road. They're good on roads, it's got really good grip and really good bounce to them. They're comfortable. That rear hub motor is 250 watts. Well, it comes restricted to 250 watts. To me, it feels more like 750. It does feel way more powerful, but I think it is literally just restricted. Yeah, you're getting 7 Shimano gears, the Tawny brand. So these are the kind of brand that come on the cheaper budget bikes, but they work really well. There's no adjustment needed. Straight out of the box, they shift really well, don't slip. So yeah, decent gears. Of course, there is a cadence sensor in here, not a torque sensor, and I actually prefer that. I'm way more of a cadence sensor man. It just means less work for me. Folding pedals, they fold nice and simple. Look at that, no issue there. And for me, one of the biggest changes is the kind of back suspension or the mid suspension. This bike hasn't got it, which is one of the only kind of changes to the look of the bike. There's no back suspension, and I'm not going to lie, you can feel that. You can feel the difference. I do like that suspension on the Engine Pro series. Yes, the battery, like I said, is a 48 volt, 14 amp hour. It's housed in here. This is the folding mechanism, so it does fold. It's a folding e-bike, but it is extremely heavy. Beware of that. It weighs about 30 kilograms, so it's not a light bike by any means, but it will go in the back of a car. I've had this in the back of a very small BMW, and of course you are missing those hydraulic brakes. This has 160mm discs with standard mechanical brakes. They do work, but with such a heavy bike, I always prefer hydraulic brakes. So that is one of the kind of cons of this bike, is the braking system. I think bikes of this weight and power should always have hydraulic brakes, but again, that would bump the price up to over £1,000. So they've done a really good job of keeping the price down, and that is one of the kind of sacrifices that you have to accept. And again, the front light is slightly different. It's a bit more of a cheaper front light, but again, that's not really a deal breaker. It still does a decent job, still lights up very, very nicely. And you're still getting lockout and preload adjustment on those front suspension forks. So you still got them, and they do work really, really well at absorbing shocks in the road. I've reviewed pretty much every single ENGWE bike, and for me, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say this is the bike that I truly recommend, especially if you are new to the kind of e-bike market. This is the bike that I would say take a plunge on, this is a great kind of entry-level starter point e-bike. I think it is perfect. And if you've got mobility issues as well, this thing is great for mobility issues because it takes very, very little effort. It's quite a small frame, so you can get your leg over quite easily. I'll show you that in a minute. The seat goes high, so if you are on the taller side, you can ride it as well. It's a very good range. Changes every time I do a video. I'm at the moment, I'm about 5'8" at the moment. And that's me on it there. So I'm on my tippy toes like you should be. Very nice, comfortable riding position, upright, no kind of hunching forward. That for me is a perfect riding position. Let's have a quick look now around the cockpit. Everything's controlled with this switch, up, down, lights, power. You've got your little standard, only a little granny bell. Using the new DJI Flip. Don't you know what the quality looks like? It's a much nicer drone, this one, than the Neo. So it'll take like it'll track me, and wherever I go, it'll follow. So that's cool, isn't it?
If my body is flying,
It'll fly on its own. I like those random encounters of people. So just on the throttle here. The main takeaway for me is a ENGWE. It feels like an ENGWE, but at a very, very affordable price. The biggest thing for me is just the price. Amazing they got this down to such an affordable price. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe. Check out the link for any ENGWE product, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Bye for now. Bye for now.